Next Play Investors. What's the next play? Next flight investors.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
What's the next play?
Welcome to Next Play Sundays. Next Play Sundays. How you doing? My name is Franco Harris, and you can find me on Instagram as Next Play Frank. This is the Sunday session where we sit down and talk about everything from investments, change, how to make money, credit, everything they try to keep making you build your actual wealth and be able to live a luxury and great life. Want to thank you for joining us again. We got everybody in for Next Play In. Go and like and share and subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, anywhere that you find us, because you will find us. We definitely want to make sure to thank y'all for coming out again. It's another great Sunday with a whole group of good people with the same like mind. Definitely come join us, and we want to see them. Let's get in with the rest of everybody else.
Company, man. Also,
Hey guys, happy
Hello. How
what's
everybody doing?
going on? What's going on?
Oh man, nothing, man. How y'all doing?
All
Hey
right.
Nicole,
All
how you
right.
doing? Oh, that man out there exercise. Next
I
play.
am well.
He
He riding that bike.
Stacey, what are you doing?
he riding that
Riding the
bike.
bike.
That's dedication, man. When he shows up on Sunday because he's actually out on the bike still. See, that's how you
Look
know
at
the
you.
world is good now because we don't have to just
Man,
sit.
forget that. Stacy could have went out there and did that this morning. He ain't had to wait till now.
Stacey, listen, Stacey got his headphones on. Stacey, you need to meet me at the Beltline.
Nicole, you ride bikes?
Yes.
When?
My bike is in my garage and I ride.
We know that. It's in your garage. When was the last time you rode it?
Listen, I heard you being smart, Sam.
When was the last time
I'm
you
just
rode it?
asking you.
When was the last time?
When's the last time you rode it?
Why? Why does it matter?
Because you just talking about meet you at the
Because you just
Beltline.
talking about, hey, Stacy
Yeah,
ride.
but with at me asking Stacey to meet me at the Beltline, it doesn't mean. Come on, Emma. It doesn't mean that I haven't rode my bike.
Well,
I
It was a question.
guess what though? Guess what's so funny?
She just told me the answer.
She just told you the answer, and you ain't even. She don't even realize it. She just told you the answer.
Anyhow.
Oh, Nicole, how you been?
I am great. I shocked all of my friends. I cut my hair off today. My
I
birthday was
thought,
yesterday.
I didn't know I was gonna say something, but I didn't know if that was, how y'all buy stuff
No,
and
baby,
y'all
this
do
mine.
something.
This mine. No,
Well,
but no, I had a birthday gathering with about 20 of my closest friends yesterday.
oh,
My
next play
birthday was
wasn't
Friday.
invited, huh?
Huh?
Okay, none.
It was
No.
it was it was it was a girls only event.
That's why we supposed to
Oh,
be
okay.
invited.
Girls only. Some people on here married, people are in relationships. We
You
don't
right. You right.
I
we
ain't
don't
none
do
of them,
that.
so I could have came.
No, you said earlier your friends, so that's why I
No,
said
it was like
yeah.
my line sisters. Y'all know I had COVID last year, so I wasn't able to celebrate my birthday. And so I'm real big on having parties. So I haven't really had like a birthday party in like 2 years.
So
So
you like entertaining.
I am the entertainer. That's why I'm sorry. When I got on the thing, I thought the phone was on mute while we were talking about somebody.
Oh,
What you barking for?
All right, all right, all right. So let's
all
get
right,
this
all right.
thing running. We
Come
gonna
here.
run the 9. We gonna run the 8:30 tonight, cause we're gonna officially change the next play for an hour. The reason I think for an hour is because it gives everybody time to kind of get everything else done. And I think we gonna move to a topic based situation where we gonna have topics that are posted again at the beginning of the week. Everybody weigh in on them. And we're gonna try to produce more growth as far as like people being able to know what to do. I think that's a new way to actually learn and actually be able to, you know, we're gonna try to make it where it's more of a learning session, man, so we can kind of keep taking action because it goes back to what I learned this weekend. Being,
Mm.
so and I'm gonna bring it up so we can get it over with, and then we can start talking about the market because that thing was wild last week. Um, but I went to St. Simon's Island this weekend, and I found out that this place that only has 17 miles of land has 24 financial managers on the little bit of 17 miles that they have. So I decided to go talk to a guy, um, and just see what was going on. Well, went in there, talked to the guy, shot the stuff. He was surprised I knew as much as I did. And he explained something to me. All the people on St. Simon's Island are retirees, really. But the thing is, none of them actually actively invest in the market themselves. He was like, most of those people that are retirees come join one of them group. Every major investment company is on this island. Now that's 17 miles of land, but 60% of it is marshland. You can't even live on it. So the little bit that is land, besides businesses and a few houses, they basically have a corner of the market. Well, this is the crazy part about it. All the houses are starting to go up for sale, and they're going up for sale cheap because of the simple fact that all the people are dying off and the kids are actually selling the houses. And so
Mm.
and so the whole point of the matter is and this is the other thing that was said. Black people are buying the land down in St. Simon's Island. So I have another play that could make us money. I'm going to look more into it. It's kind of hard to believe because I mean when I say our people are really not abundant or even trickle around in that area. It's going to be pretty interesting. But to find out that it had 24 financial managers on an island that's probably only 10, I'd say 8 miles total. And these financial managers are running the whole area's amount of money. So I realized that that's a whole market that all the banks have taken over because they know that the dumbest people are the people that's actually retired. Then so they're basically getting their money and basically managing it as they say. And it just brought to light that we have to really get on top of it because the guy was just talking to me about some of the products he had, and I swear to God, I was in Merrill Lynch, and I swear to God, that went in another management company, some LLP, but I swear to God, everybody's talking about making like 2 to 3% on your money, and they make it seem like it's such a big deal. So, with that being said, that was my come to Jesus moment about, hey, we gotta kick it up a notch because these people are really trying to take our money in the middle of it. And you look at the inflation and you realize that these people are really setting this play back up again so they can take everybody's money again. And all these retirees that thought they was gonna make some money, this thing, I'm speculating. I don't have it all as far as data and can prove when it's gonna happen, but let's just say this: the money managers already saying, "Listen, you don't worry about this." They like the guy was even telling me like, "Oh, don't worry about the quick growth right now in this market, even though it's a bear market and people making money, it's gonna end. You need to invest in something steady." And he gave me all this mumbo jumbo. You know what I mean? And so in the midst of all of it, I talked to him, asked for some products. He told him, showed him I got like a trading account. Da, 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 da. And in the midst of all of it, a guy walks in and he tells me, "Oh, okay, I gotta go." He goes over and talks to the guy. Dude, some old guy walks in, and I overheard, I'm eavesdropping because I'm trying to hear what's going on. Dude brings in $250,000 check, and they basically do something with it. You know what I mean? I don't really know all the details. I was ear hustling, but goes back to I want to go back to say on this is we got a whole area in our city that state that nobody's even accounting for, that has a whole lot of money, and they just down there kicking it and enjoying themselves, and nobody even talks about it. And we wonder about like how they use because Jekyll Island is literally 10 minutes or 20 minutes away, and
Mhm.
we wonder like we sit back and wonder why all these big money deals are being happening. And we already know that back in the day, Jekyll Island was the place where the whole monetary policy started. But
Yeah.
these people are still running the play from them two little islands right there off the coast of Georgia. And it's crazy because I sat in there with that guy, man. We talked for at least 30, 45 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And I just saw like he gave a little bit of game because he was trying to see who I was because we are not there really there. He was like, we're starting to come around, and he said it in a very political correct way. I can't even say it the way he said it. He was like, we're starting to come around, and for some, he was like, yeah, they keep a tight lip on everything around here. But what I'm saying to y'all is, man, we got to get on it because these people they finna move to play because they're starting to get rid of that little area, St. Simon, and they're finna leave, and they're kind of finna start selling it because they're selling it off to us because it's really, I guess you would say, it would be the best place to buy beachfront property if we can come together and figure it out. Because I saw some houses down there for like 250,000 beachfront, and but it ain't none of us there. You know what I mean? You gonna be like salt and pepper. You gonna be like a salt and pepper shake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I
Sounds
mean?
like sounds like back when we went to what is it, Bradenton or whatever it is, Stacy, over there in Florida. With none
Yeah,
of us.
Bradenton, Florida.
Huh?
Yeah, you're right. Bradenton, Florida.
Yep.
Yeah,
With none of us.
yeah, but they got some real nice stuff around there, man. But just to find out it was 24 money managers on that little bitty
In
island,
in one space. The really one area. You say about 75% of it was
marshland.
swamp or marshland.
So it ain't but
And
really be
you
like
got
eight. It ain't but like a eight. Oh, hold on, let me get this. They got their own airport.
oh, but it's second the smaller planes, right? It ain't the
It's the
first
private
class
jets.
private jets, yeah.
It's for the
But
people.
financial
It's
managers, you say it's 24 of them?
24 of them on one street.
Dang.
24 money managers from Merrill Lynch all the way Any one of them you can think of, even the private
AP Morgan,
all this
probably
down
everything.
there. Prime America, JP Morgan, everything is on one. It's like instead of banks on that street, it's all investment companies. All investment companies.
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep. That's real deep. That's deep, y'all.
Yeah,
Real.
And I guess the adage go that stays true, man.
Follow the
Money
money.
begots money, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah. Follow
They
the
gonna
money.
stay
Man.
together.
Follow the money.
They staying together.
yeah. They stand together, and I mean you gotta understand this place is 17 miles long. Over half of it is marshland. They got
All of them stay in the 8-mile radius.
and they got
basically.
an airport, so you gotta understand the airport take up about a mile.
Yeah, that's deep there.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no real traffic light. You got all stop signs. That's how bad the city. That's how small the damn place is.
So you say, and it's not far from Jackal Island, and Jackal Island. That's for those of people that are listening. That's where they came up with the Federal Reserves.
That's my point. Right next door is Jekyll Island.
Yeah.
Right next door is Jekyll Island, and you talking about 20. Like every big name money manager is on that island. And I mean,
maybe they've just been there since the Federal Reserve. Maybe they just history.
Hey man, I
don't know.
I want to believe that,
Crazy.
but I like I tell anybody, man, it's a little bit more to that. And I'm not speculating tonight. I just wanted to drop that in y'all ear. I'm gonna go back and figure out some more later,
Mhm.
and we're gonna go from there. So man, how's everybody? How was the markets to everybody this week?
Man, the markets for me has been great. Great.
You gonna tell us more?
That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Sure. So a lot of good investments. I bought when the market was down a couple of weeks ago. Went in heavy. Everybody know
Options.
I do options, cash secured puts, and covered calls, and it paid off. They paid off in a major way. Use the charts to buy in when they were on a discount. And now that the market's coming back, I'm going to be able to sell them at a higher price. Plus, I'm going to capitalize on the call. So I got paid 3 ways on my trades.
Really?
And
So
and I'm going to go ahead. I'm listening.
So you saying that you made cash flow from a down market?
Oh, absolutely. I made cash when I bought the stock. I'm gonna make cash when the stock runs up. I'm gonna make cash when I put the covered call on it. I got paid 3 times off of one stock. So I'm currently making more money now, maybe 4 times as much as I did when we first started Next Play. So big shout out to Next Play for all the help. Yeah. Big shout out to Next Play.
Next Play has taught a lot of us a lot of great things.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Big shout out. Big shout out. I think the biggest part is the discipline part by staying active.
Yeah, and part that I'm learning most of all right now, and I've spoke with Stacey about this, is that you got to get the time for it. Really, it's not so much as the money, but you got to have the time to learn it. You got to, and that's what I'm working towards, to free up more of my time so I can get to the point where Stacey is, where I can get this knowledge and move on. Some of my strategies that I do basically is hands off. So I set my stuff up before, and I have to leave it there because I'm out working. So I don't have the time to maneuver it and study it like I want to. So my key thing is to try to free up my time so I can get to the same point to where I can make the money 3 ways and might think of a fourth way to make it. I don't know.
Yeah, buddy. Well, that's a
Yeah,
good
we
thing.
we figured that out too.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're
Oh
also
shoot.
going to implement. Yeah, we're implementing day trading now as another part of our cash flow strategy, so we can invest more in the calls and puts. So now time is very important because we have to stay in front of the computer a little bit more.
So Stacy, you telling me you like that guy with 6 monitors now?
No, just two. But with TD Ameritrade, on Thinkorswim, you could, divide your monitor up into 4 different charts, or you can have your volume in one corner, your buy orders in another corner. So and that all comes with practice and training, which I've been training for over 2.5 years, steady, constantly,
Steady.
every day. So it's paying dividends finally.
Well, see, that's a good thing, man. Cause I mean, I moved over to real estate a little bit, but and I put my focus there. So I mean, you gonna have something to teach us here in a minute.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm trying to figure out, should I get the 488 Spider Ferrari or the Mushan Bentley?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. Go with the Bentley, man. You know what I'm saying. You don't, if you get the Spider, man, you know what I'm saying. You might have to leave your house, man. You know what I'm saying, cause you're gonna be stunting too hard.
Stacy, get what you like.
Get the Bentley, man. Get the Bentley, man. So you can, you can look old and fresh, and you can have on your flip flops, and everybody,
Oh, Stacy,
what I'm
you heard that
saying.
shade?
Yeah,
Yeah, I heard it.
Oh,
hey,
you
man,
heard
you know
that?
what I'm saying.
They get the Bentley.
Get the
Stacy
Bentley,
not
man.
old. Stacy is
I'm,
not old.
I'm gonna let him ride in the back, Nicole.
Yeah, I'm riding back. Hey, they my, hey, I'm the scrub. I'm gonna be the scrub. Hey, they my homeboy shit. You know what I'm saying?
You gonna let him ride? You gonna let him ride in the
Yeah,
back?
I'm riding in the
Yeah,
back, man.
With his
I'm
seat
gonna
belt
come.
on? I love it.
I'm gonna come by and pick up all the Next Play members.
Yeah,
We all gonna ride.
man.
Well, I'm gonna ride in the front, so don't put me in
Oh
the
no,
back.
we're gonna let you drive,
You gonna let
Nicole.
me drive?
We gonna let you
Heck
drive.
yeah, we
Listen,
letting you drive.
4 of my friends was riding in the car with me yesterday. And I think they was nervous, but they did give me a compliment. They was like, "She does know how to drive, though." I said, "I'm gonna get us there safely now."
Mm.
I
Well,
made 100 on my driving test.
they
Yeah.
gave numbers out. They just told
I
me I
made 100.
passed.
I made 100 in a 5-speed.
They just told me I passed. I don't remember them giving me. They must have. Oh, I forgot.
Franco, they gave. I don't know when you got your driver's license, but I got mine in 96, something like that. 95, 96. I got it. You get a numeric score, but every county is different.
Yeah, they didn't give me no.
Hey,
I got 100.
Well, that's a good thing. So Sam, what you got? What you got going on in your news, man? What you done heard on the street?
man, on the street, man, I was just, thumbing through some stuff, and what caught my ear was, dang, Amazon, man. Do you realize Amazon has just bought like some medical facilities?
Mm-hmm.
They just bought, and I just heard about this. They just bought a company that majors in robotics.
Roomba.
No, this is another company.
Another robotics.
The Roomba, which I didn't understand why they bought Roomba, but Roomba actually stores information,
Mm-hmm.
which I didn't know either.
Mm-hmm.
And the medical facilities is the information.
Mm-hmm.
The robotics is a whole robotic company. They are developing robotics to implement in their warehouses because they already foresee shortages in human labor. So they're making all this stuff. They're like way, this is my assumption, why they purchased this company now for robotics. And now the automation, they actually I think there are partnerships with a company that do all the automation and stuff also.
Mm-hmm.
So with all that together, man, these guys are mixing it together, so to say, like a gumbo or a soup or something. They're putting together something that's gonna be like unbelievable.
Well,
They're
I mean,
gonna
it's gonna be like Walmart, just online.
No.
Because see, you got
This is gonna be more. I put it like this: for the people at the top, this is gonna be a situation where they're just gonna be like, man, making money hand over fist because now they don't have all this labor with all these. You've heard about all this. What is it? The unions and the labors and all these situations with it. Man, these folks bought a robotics company. They build and engineer and design robotics to do over a half of what humans do. They killed the game.
Well, and see, I actually caught some of that this week, but you know, like I said, like Amazon's trying to stay relevant too, because they also losing a lot of money on shipping. But
Yeah.
Walmart, basically, if you ever seen some of the new Walmarts, they're getting into healthcare too. You got to remember, like Teladoc, all these everybody's going to be going online and basically doing like doctor stuff. Apple is set to be like that's the crazy part you bring it up. Apple is set to be the leader in that. That's why like the new Apple Watch. If y'all well y'all are not y'all still Android users. I forgot. You know, but the new Apple Watch has even more health tracking benefits in the new watch. So Apple is set to be the number one in that. That's interesting. What else you got?
Yeah. Oh man. Well, really, shoot, that was it. As far as that goes, because I was just like, I'm like, man, they own so much stuff. It was mind blowing, man. And you just sit back and keep track on it. It's like that between them and Tesla, man, you can't keep up with them jokers.
I think I think that both of those companies are going to be a really big player in all the space because Tesla and Amazon are really growing faster and faster. But I think the biggest problem is Amazon stock is still high.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Tesla,
now Amazon pulled back. Now they pulled all the way back to about 120 something.
So what was Tesla at? Did Tesla do what Tesla's at?
Tesla did. I think Tesla's close to 300, if not. But Tesla was all the way down like 249. But
That's
Amazon pulled way back and like to 123, something like that.
And Google was at like
110. Yep, Google pulled back to 110.
Mm-hmm.
Because how I know, I put puts on all them jokers, and they paying major dividends now because all of them are back. All of them
back
are back
up. They rolling back up now. Even even Bitcoin was down. They was down to like 19 something last week.
Bitcoin was all the way down to 18.
18, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now who knows about that new Ethereum 2.0? Anybody been reading up on that?
I got some information. But
Mm-hmm.
They hadn't finished all the merging on that yet. But
they're not. They're just basically it's going to be a faster process, and they're going to update the network so it moves faster. They can move more information faster. That's really what it's about. It's not really anything to do with the crypto money side. Ethereum 2.0 is for more because so many programs are running on Ethereum. They have to do, and people are starting to adopt the Ethereum blockchain more and more. They had to come up with a way to make Ethereum be more efficient because if you notice back a couple of months ago, they were basically saying that all the heat that was being generated from all the people mining and doing all this. So by Ethereum 2.0 is just going to be a more efficient way to transfer data. There's nothing really to do with the money, and then it's going it like the Ethereum coin is. You got to always remember the Ethereum coin is kind of separate from the Ethereum blockchain. You see what I'm saying? So those are really two separate things. Even though because they trained us to believe it, it's actually still two separate things. The blockchain and the coin are two separate things. What's up, Reggie? I guess Reggie came and went.
Nah, he here. I saw him turn off his mic. I guess he hooking up the mic or something, man.
Mm-hmm. So you know. So That's a good thing. I mean, I definitely want to understand that. But so the one of the other pieces of news, in stock news, is anybody buying? Um, man, why did it just leave my mind?
I bought AMP.
What about
AMP is part of
DraftKings?
Ethereum. I saw
Is
DraftKings, but
is anybody in the DraftKings? Now
uh,
I did pick up DraftKings the other week.
well,
Um,
I mentioned it. I believe I mentioned it about two or 3 weeks ago
mhm,
because it's one of those seasonal stocks that I see it as.
yeah.
You know, when football season isn't in, it drops, but then once it comes back, starts running up.
Well,
So
yeah.
the
It's a
same thing as Stacy doing with the day trading. Right now, you would have bought it right before football season started. That's what you would have did. And then like right now, it's gonna keep going up, and soon it'll peak out. Probably 2 weeks from now,
well. I
it'll
mean,
peak out.
I think it's gonna run as long because I made like two. I got about 10 shares, and I ran it, and I made a little. I made about $2 a share off of it right now. So
If you ran them like that, you only bought two shares.
I mean, like I'm back testing the waters. I ain't got good like Stacy yet. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I gotta catch back up. I put a lot of money and time in real estate this year. Try to figure it out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know what I
True.
mean? So I kind of I'm trying to get like cash flow.
What on the bike?
I know. Hey,
He out on the bike on a Sunday. He just kicking it. You know what I mean?
hey, listen though. I fired my real estate agents, the ones I had on my property in Savannah.
No.
Yeah, I fired them on Monday,
Wow.
Oh man.
right?
And watch,
Because
he
If
already got a
if
bike.
you need somebody, Stacy, my line sister is great.
But
it wasn't
he already
producing.
got a bike, knowing him.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I got more than a bite. Man, I got 3 tenants for 2 places. I got 3 tenants. I
By
got
getting rid of
three
them.
tenants. I got rid of the agent. I listed the property myself on Zillow, Zillow, Craigslist, and Facebook Marketplace. I got 3 tenants already lined up. I saw 2 of them today, and the other one wants to rent it from Chicago.
I knew it.
So, sometimes it's kind of crazy, but you got to believe in yourself. I was thinking, okay, I'm not from this area. Let me hire a professional, someone who works in the area, who's good at their craft.
Mm-hmm.
And they told me a dream.
And
Yeah.
They said
they
they
never
had
got it.
all the credentials. They had everything, the credentials, selling all these big properties, everything, the nice office, but could not produce. And I
Boy,
gave them 60 days.
they
Find me
were
a tenant.
looking for a certain niche client versus just getting someone in there that's going to be able to pay the rent.
But see, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
What I found out just from being like 15 years in the game, sometimes you can have a tenant with the best credit who don't pay their rent. And to be honest,
Yep.
I'm looking at your rental history and your financial. Because the story don't change. The story don't change. If you don't pay your rent by the 5th, it's my job to file for eviction.
Yep.
So whether you got an 800 credit score or you got a 500 credit score, my rules stay the same. Now, if your financials ain't strong enough and I put you in there, that's one thing, because you can't afford it. But
Yeah.
if your financials are strong enough, showing that you can afford it, and your rental history looks good, where you ain't jumping around, you ain't not constantly being evicted,
Mm-hmm.
we can do business. We can do business until you break the rules. And then the law in Georgia is the same for everybody.
Yeah.
You don't pay, you don't stay.
True.
So it don't matter. Credit scores 800, and you got 4 or 5 references, and everybody vouched. The agent the same way. She had the best scores, the best agent, selling this $2.5 million property. All that looked good. But they say you can put a lipstick on a pig.
And make him look
It's still a pig. It's still a pig at the end of the day. That's what I learned. That's a lesson I learned.
Yeah.
That's a
what
good
I learned.
analogy.
Yeah. I got caught slipping. I'll be the first one to admit it. They got it.
wasted 60 days. He could have had been
60
stacked up.
60 days.
2 months of rent already.
Gone.
So,
Gone.
Gone.
do you have so with your properties, do you have a property manager, or you are the one? Are you kind of managing everything?
I got a little property manager. When I say little, she handles the invoicing and some of the properties, well, the majority of them. And then there's a few that I personally handle.
Okay.
But the key is to have good help. That's really the key,
Right.
is to have good help, because if there's something wrong with the property, I'm not going to fix it. I need good help.
Yeah.
So if my help is good, everything else is good.
Yeah.
Have somebody to facilitate.
Man, I got a story. I got a friend. I mean, Stacey, you probably heard me talk to him about him. He's an investor, basically, buys property and stuff. And he has a property over off Moreland. And man, when I say he don't have good help, bro, this dude probably he's gonna have to spend another $100,000 in this house, got to be, before he's able to even sell it. And he's already wasted so much money in it. He's probably losing right now. But mostly the whole thing is this guy just refused to do the job right, trying to do the job for the less money he can. Sometimes the less money you spend isn't necessarily the best money, He already had a buyer waiting on it. And I just don't understand it. I mean, either he was trying to make $500,000-$600,000 on it, or I don't know if his pride just wouldn't let him do the job the way that it's supposed to have been done. But either way, it's kicking him right to this day, right now. That same property.
Really?
You can buy right.
Flip house. Does he flip?
Huh?
Does he flip houses, or he just?
Yeah, now he's done it successfully
Okay.
for years and years. But every now and then, just like Stacey said, man, he got caught slipping. I mean, he should have known when I went over and I looked at it, I was like, man, I say, you need to start from the bottom and go all the way up to the top the right way, instead of trying to piece this thing.
Right.
Oh, man, you just, I'm going to do what I do, and you, all right.
So is he just trying to because kind of, I don't know who just mentioned, kind of said it, but kind of when you nickel and dime stuff, sometimes that's just not the best way to go. Sometimes people think it's easier, just kind of the nickel and dime stuff that makes stuff work. And I've learned the hard way, like that, just pay it. If it's $3,000, just pay it. You know what I'm saying? If you got it.
Yeah, and in this case, I'll put it like this: some profit is better than no profit.
Correct.
I really don't understand, because what he has in the property and what he's spending in the property, he still would have came out ahead if he would just bit the bullet and just hired legit contractors to come in and do the job right and walk away. Even if we would walk away with $50,000, we would have made money. But I don't know.
Sometimes it's age. Sometimes people, used to do stuff like that in their youth, and sometimes they get a little bit older.
It's the smallest
and
things
they don't
that are the most
realize
meaningful.
that they can't do what they used to.
Yeah.
Like the notification
also,
that lets you know
Maybe
your
this
star
person used
goalie
to
has
rehab
arrived
him
home
on
from
his own
practice.
20 years ago.
The simple tap
Yeah,
that lets you
and
lock the door
also, I think
behind,
what caught him, Reggie,
because her footwork is far better than her
that,
memory. It's a
with
thoughtfully placed
inflation,
package,
people not,
so you can focus on
aren't gonna
anything
do
but your
those same
delivery.
jobs for the same amount of money, and the material costs
Or a
will
quick
up
swipe
too.
to get
I
a
think
full
you
view
got to
of
factor
everything that
in
matters to you.
all these things.
Smart
We
homes
ran
are
out
the
of
most
Latino.
meaningful when all the technology
Huh?
inside
That's-
works
We ran out of
together
Latino.
to simplify your life.
No,
That's a big deal.
When every tap is customized to
No,
suit your needs,
it's a sad
every
truth.
button
I don't
press
mean to
has a
joke about it
purpose,
like that, but
and it's easy for
the
everyone to
thing is
use.
that in
A
this
smart
day
home
and
has the
age,
most meaning when it can empower
McDonald's
you
is
to have
now
greater
paying
peace of mind from anywhere,
$15 an hour
more
around
comfort,
here,
and
I think they
convenience,
just changed it to like
using only the sound of your
$22 now.
voice,
That's like 40 something.
and maximizes your cost and
We're in
energy savings
McDonald's in
automatically.
California. So
Whether it's a simple schedule that
imagine
helps you conserve energy,
if that's
a
the
button
type
that
of money you're
transforms your
paying
home
for
into the
somebody
most
to flip
entertaining house on the
burgers,
block,
imagine
or
what it's
smart
gonna
lighting
take
that makes sure you
to
never
get
come home to a
somebody
dark house again.
to
At Control
Flip a
4, we
install
understand
windows and
it's
doors.
the smallest.
Yeah, true. So I think he just got caught with the old mindset, but it's a new day and age.
That happened to me on that project in Savannah. I was stuck back in time, didn't realize how much stuff cost.
Oh,
And so when it was time to do the rehab, I couldn't believe the prices of the stuff. Or I couldn't believe the prices of the labor.
yeah,
The labor was out of this roof.
yeah,
The rehab cost me way more than what I was expected to pay. But I was so far into the project that I couldn't quit.
Yeah.
I had to, push forward with it. But yeah, if you hadn't done anything in a while, I met a landscaper today, and I had him take a look at the property, and he was talking about what he could do, and I liked it, what he was talking. And I asked him, I said, well, when it's time, I said, when you're done, can you send me pictures? He said, no, I don't send pictures.
huh?
Yeah, I'm like, you don't send pictures? No, but guess what? He was 80 years old. He was 80 years old. You couldn't tell it.
80.
80.
I don't want to be that old working.
Listen, he's retired 3 times, Nicole.
Oh wow.
Well,
Yeah.
some people just can't sit still. I think I'll probably end up being one of those folks. So it won't be necessarily the money. It's just the fact that when you sit still, you start falling apart. So
right. So he looked good.
That's
He
true.
looked real good for 80 years old, and he didn't send pictures. I said, okay, well, you don't send pictures. I guess I just have to trust you, how it looks. And so then I asked him, well, when it's time for payment, how can I pay you? Can I send you a Zelle, send you a Cash App? No, I don't take none of that. He didn't even know what a Zelle or a Cash App was. So he said, just mail me a check, old-fashioned way.
mail a check. Mail
me a check.
Hey man, the check's in the mail. Literally.
Yeah. How many folks did that? And you know what I mean? Right. So
That man
that's
said,
the old.
mail you a check.
I'm telling you.
Yep. And so he I mean,
At least he took a check.
yeah, right. Well, I guess he
I
probably
know a
sees it
lot
all
of
the
brothers
time.
out there cash only.
Man.
Put it in
Yeah.
my hand.
Put it in my hand. Well, those are basically 2 forms of payment: cash, cash or check. So I was like, yeah, no problem. I'll send it to you. But being stuck in time could hurt you.
Yeah.
Or it can help you, Just depends. But I definitely got on that rehab. Yeah, I was way over budget
And so
because the prices changed.
Yeah. That's what I'm finding out now. Even with my pricing, even with my pricing in my business, I had to change those because it's no longer feasible for me to do the same thing I was doing for that price. And even though they want me to, I'm like, I can't do it. So changed all that.
yeah, buddy, I know what you're talking about.
So,
Crazy. But yep, there was a time. I mean, I remember back in 08, you used to be able to roll your truck up into a Home Depot parking lot, and you'd have a whole crew.
oh yeah. If you wanted it.
Yeah, you can get you a whole crew for pennies. And that was in Atlanta. That is no longer the case.
So they won't. I remember back before, what you used to get, what, $150, $200 for a day's worth of work. You won't get that now from them.
Shit,
Them jokers want $300, $350
you get laughed at.
for a day.
You gonna get they gonna laugh at you.
$350 a day?
Yeah.
Yeah, and half the time they don't really know what's going on. Really, they don't. You go out there, you tell them what to do, and then hey, they'll half step it or half ass it, and then at the end of the day, they want their little money. But it used to be, you used to roll over there like Reggie was saying, go over there, Wesley Chapel, man, they run to your car. They run to your car. Now, man, hey, you tell them how much you offer, them jokers will run away from your car.
What?
Yeah, they'll run away.
Wow. I haven't seen them go to anybody's car in the last few years, in the last decade. I ain't seen them even go to your car. So.
Mhm.
Dang, that's interesting.
Yeah, they want an arm and a leg, bro, for a day's worth of work. Just think if he was on your payroll for a week, and even at a price, if you got him for $250, dude, you spending about $1,500 for a week.
I ain't hating on them though, because I think the thing is this, they just got smart. It's the same people out there. They just got a couple people that are now bilingual that have organized those people. So now they've got their own little contracting businesses and things like that. So now instead of them having to come to a truck, they got somebody out there. They already have, some Facebook places, some little sites and things like that. And now, they all got phones and things like that. So now they just reach out via phone to their people, and they coordinate those same skilled laborers that used to run to the truck, but now they've diversified. I mean, and hey,
man, what they
I ain't hating on any type of people that got extra melanin content that are on a come up.
Basically, I am, man. They're terribly smart. But what they've done, what they did to America, basically, they came in and they created a problem. And what they did, they took advantage of the American people's greed for cheap labor. Okay. So they saying, okay, what we'll do, we'll take the melanin people, we'll take them out of this equation because we know they can work hard, they work good, but they can't work fast and cheap. So that's what we're going to give the Americans. We're going to give them fast and cheap. Everybody knows if you get fast and cheap, you don't get quality. But that's what Americans wanted. Fast and cheap. Fast and cheap. That's what they gave them. It put us out of business. And now, once you've eliminated your competition, now we got them working in our hip pocket. We're the only game in town. We can slowly start raising our prices. And eventually, nobody else is going to do the work but us. So we can charge anything we want to. And that's where they are now. They can charge anything they want to. And they aren't going to they can go on any job site, any kind of construction site and get a job. Even the roads right now, when your roadways, take a chance to take a look at and see who's out there working. You'll see.
Yeah, they don't got rid of
all of them. All the melanin. No, you'll see it every now and then.
Yeah,
but
they don't got
they created, they planned it, and they put it together and put it to action, and it's working. And now they're on the come up because of the greed of the American people wanting everything fast and cheap. Now it's no more. And now, if you notice, the conditions of the new houses, they're crap. There's no quality in the houses they're building now. They're crap. And I'll tell you that. I tell them that. They're crap. Fast and cheap. No quality. How you going to close on a brand new house and you got 200, 300 things wrong with it? when just a decade or 25, 30 years ago, you had a punch list that maybe had 2 or 3 things. That should tell you something right there.
Yeah, everything has changed. Everything has changed,
Yep.
and they're basically winning just because you know uh they've created the
But
market
you
for
know the
themselves. And see, this is we about to wrap up because we got 10 minutes. But I'm gonna say this to you: it's so bad that
we
even if
created it.
we create and we as a people we don't want to do it. But I mean I've been on jobs with technology and they're there. You know what I'm saying? I've been on job like because they're the ones that's
Mm-hmm.
working and we're biting into the bullet of we don't have to do that type of labor no more. And that's really where the money is.
Yeah.
We're trying to do everything
Mm-hmm.
else except for the physical work, and they're making money, they're setting the price and making money hand over fist. Where we used to be able to set that
Yeah.
price. And we priced ourselves out of the market because we decided we wanted to feed into the ideology of that's not the type of work we should be doing. Uh, and that's where it really has came into a problem of we're thinking that that's not the type of work that we should be doing, and everything is like I'm gonna be honest with you when I say our people have kind of priced themselves into a situation where they really don't have anything because like you said Amazon is actually hiring people for robots. You got
Mm-hmm.
Amazon doing robots. You got Amazon doing robots. You got self checkouts being taken care of. You have where they're getting rid of so many ways that we as a people used to be able to get work, even warehouse positions.
Yeah, that's just non-skilled labor, period. That's just non-skilled labor on a whole. You really think McDonald's ain't working on a way to eliminate every single individual in their restaurant? You know,
Oh yeah.
especially after they're making like so now they got to pay people in California $22 an hour.
I mean, yeah, that's what they're doing. I mean, even when we went to Cancun, me and my wife, we went into a McDonald's and there wasn't anybody but just the cooks in the back. Everything else was automated.
You just got to do the math, and all that they do is they do things like 5-year, 10-year projections on people having to be paid, that $22 or that $15 an hour, find out how much money that is, and then they just run an adjustment as to how much R&D or what it's going to take to automate that process. I mean, I literally that's something that I used to literally do in my job, So yeah, man, it's happening right now. The second that stuff like that happens,
it is,
and that's one thing that that we don't understand for some reason under our political guise is there's a lot of my people have been talking about, hey, we need to keep raising the minimum wage. And I understand that, but I wouldn't call it minimum wage. I'd call it living wage, because when you raise the minimum wage, the problem is that all that does is incentivize. There's a whole industry out there that's doing nothing but researching ways to get rid of the people that are required to earn those minimum wages, because we have run out of races to exploit. That's the real thing, is we've run out of races to exploit, because we were all part of that. We were one of those races. We were exploited for 400 years. Then we found another race that we tried to exploit for a few decades. And now, jobs that any of those types of jobs that they don't necessarily need to do in our country. So we're exploiting other races nowadays by using economies of scale. I've had to train people to do the same type of work that was done here in the US for 50 plus K. And now they're paying people in Asia Pacific, if they're lucky, $5,000 a year to do the same job. And those people are happy. They're high on the hog doing it. But ultimately, it's the process of moving those labor and what is it? Labor and energy resources. Those are always the two biggest expenses of any company. And they do everything that they can to try and eliminate both. And just because the labor's human, man, you remember, what was it, like a year or two ago, where they were talking about Walmart taking life insurance policies on their employees?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Because they're worth exactly that much money, dead or alive.
Yeah.
Oh, but a lot of factories do that. A lot
Do
of big
that.
corporations. You know that $10,000.
There's a difference with factories. You know, if you work for Ford and you work in a pretty dangerous thing, you know, and a forklift fall on you or something like that, that's one thing. I understand why you would take out an insurance policy. But these people are just they're checking out groceries.
Oh yeah, but that's still valuable to any company, because if they give you a life insurance policy for 10,000, right? They guarantee you 10,000, but they are the holder.
Exactly.
They're the
Yeah,
holder.
see, they've just found another way to exploit the system.
Yeah.
To use you.
Yeah,
that's what that is. There's a difference between that and working in a dangerous field where you could possibly die at any given point in time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like, but I mean,
Well, hey, I missed. I'm sorry. I apologize, but I missed the first part. Did we talk anything about the markets?
yeah, we did. What you got, real quick?
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't got much. I've been holding. I bought a little bit of Palantir.
Okay. You got on the boat. What made you do
Palantir,
that?
because again, Palantir is sandwich money. If you look at their market cap, it's ridiculous. They got a ton of cash on hand, and they are just transitioning, you know, from government contracts to commercial contracts, and they just been beaten down.
What is Palantir at?
Some places beaten down.
What is the price for Palantir?
Like I said, sandwich money. Let's see, where we at?
$1, $2, $3?
No.
I think they're around
sandwich money is right around $5.
Yeah, it's right around $8.
Right.
Oh, okay.
It's gone up. It's actually gone up then.
Yeah.
Hey, what's your plan for Palantir?
That's long term. That's super long term. But I can see them. I can see them completing that transition within the next 2 to 3 years, and not relying on government contracts for quite some time. But the big thing is what's going to happen in 2024. So depending upon which regime comes back into office, that's what I call them. Which regime? I don't call them parties. Just which regime comes back into office, that will play heavily on their ability to convert government contracts again. But their whole idea is to not be relying on government contracts.
What was their ticker?
I think Palantir within 10 years is a long play. And the beauty is it's a long play, but you ain't got to pay no money to get into it. Because again, even at anything under $10, I still think is a bargain for Palantir.
What's the ticker on Palantir?
PLTR, if I remember correctly.
I can tell you, I know that one by heart.
Sorry, man. That's the reason this looks funky, because I'm on a different machine. So
yeah, it's PLTR.
I got access to a lot of things.
Okay. Sound like an option play to me.
Well, one of the biggest things about Palantir, I've been following Palantir for at least a year or so, and that's been my go-to thing, because I think that it's gonna be a big time stock. I think it's gonna be one of those stocks that's gonna break out and just take off running, because they continually to make all this money and nobody knows what they do. So I'm in it because the stock, like, I bought it pretty low too. I'm in it, and I bought some of it pretty high too, because I've held on to it for a long time. because I'm waiting to kind of see when it does when it runs because they gotta. To me, I think it's gonna be something. I just don't know when it's gonna be that something.
I believe pretty close to the same thing, but I'm not. I haven't been following it that much. I remember when you talked about it, I talked about it right back to you, and I knew that it had potential, but this was over a year ago when we were first talking about it, and it was nowhere near where it is now, price wise. So, but the fundamentals are as sound as like a Google or a FANG stock. The fundamentals are there, and they've got so much cash on hand. They each quarter they keep turning over. They're still at they're still pulling like 13% down per quarter. They're doing very, very good, very, very good work. And they on paper they're doing fine. And again, they got so much cash on them. Between that and all the accounts that they got, they will weather, however crazy this storm gets financially with the economy. They will weather that. They can get through that. If they never made another penny, they still got 3 years worth of solid cash on deck. 3 years worth of operating cash on deck.
Now I'm gonna tell you something, Reggie. Just because we all on here together, I want you to be careful because they did lose a lot of money these last couple of quarters because
I'm looking at that.
Yeah, they did because they haven't been receiving new contracts. So all that money is based on government stuff. So be careful.
Yep, and they're trying to transition to commercial.
Yeah,
that's why it's been beaten down.
See, that's somebody that's been studying this stock for a long time. That's why I'm into it because of the fact that they have like that transition where they gotta go commercial. They only have so many people that they actually can sell their services to, and so I'm waiting to see how because they have to be already looking into how they're gonna do this, and I'm waiting to see how do you sell data analytics to the public. That's the thing that I'm waiting to see is like how do you sell data analytics to the public or to a big corporations?
Yeah, well, from year to date, they're down 57, almost 60%.
They are down heavy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're down.
They're down again. That's why, and like I said, I bought a little bit of it because it's sandwich money.
Okay.
So if I'm buying it at $6 and change, again, that's what a Subway sandwich costs. I'm like, once I hit sandwich money, I'm like, okay, well, and again, instead of buying some Subway, let me buy a few of these. So I bought 10. I might DCA again about I might pick up another 10 of these every month or two, depending upon what Mr. Powell says, and just come in like that to where it's not an investment that hurts at all. Again, that's the whole idea behind sandwich money.
Yeah.
And the thing is that it is so it would be big news if Palantir lost it all. If Palantir went upside down, we would be facing bigger issues in this country, in this economy, if Palantir goes upside down. So for me, what I'm getting at is that is a safe enough bet because it's all about risk, because technically it is a bet. But at this cheap, it's worth. I'm not piling into it. I haven't taken a couple $1,000s and put into it because again, it's sandwich money. So I put about $80 into it. But what I'm getting at is that if 3-4 years down the road, their market cap builds back up, they get the clientele they want, and then we are talking to them. We are talking about Palantir in exactly the same conversation as we're talking about Amazon, as we're talking about Google. I wouldn't necessarily say Apple or Tesla, but you know, if we're talking about them in the same conversation, this little sandwich investment that I made right now will parlay into many thousands, tens of thousands of dollars. And I haven't even put in tens of hundreds of dollars. I've put in tens of $10. So that is definitely worth the risk assessment. And again, looking at it on paper.
That's what I'm doing now.
It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty darn good.
But you should be able to pick up some next week because it's due for a pullback. I mean, all last week, all you had was up. So you're getting ready to come back down. Should be able to pick some up cheap next week, this week coming.
Yeah, it was cheaper when I bought it. But that's because we weren't even we didn't have a meeting last week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Up. Looks like they got some. Is that a media candle? I'm looking at it. Nah, it's not a media. But yeah, they're up. It went up. They're on an upward trend, but I see these 3 spikes right here, and it's due for a pullback again right now. So that's probably sometime this week.
Yeah, like I said, I have been I've been putting money into, and again, I capped out that $6,000 account, and the money that generates, 20 something a month, something like that. Mm-hmm. I've now taken and moved to Discover's account Discover savings account is right around 1.75, 1.8%. So that's where I'm as a good squirrel would say, storing my nuts. And I'm still in that mode, because I still think that we have at least 2 more quarters of pain. Pain is coming. I think that there will be blood in the streets, and the thing that, oh, hey, happy birthday, look at that. That when blood is in the streets like this, even though inflation is messed up, even though these interest rates are messed up, you know, it's cream time. CREAM, cash rules everything around me, and I truly believe that.
I definitely want to thank everybody for joining Next Play Investors. We are starting to move to a 1-hour time frame, and we definitely want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to come in and actually listen. Join us next Sunday from 7:30 to 8:30 new time. We're cutting it an hour because we're going to start filling it up with topics that we post in our Facebook group and on our Instagram, so we can actually be able to get more people engaged and be able to answer more questions and be able to make sure everybody is learning. As you heard, we got group members that are doing different things, from stock trading to investing to real estate and every other thing else. So we definitely want y'all to keep continuing to coming out, taking a listen, and we definitely want to do that. So see y'all next week. We enjoyed y'all being here, and we definitely want to thank you again. Y'all have a wonderful night.